2, 1.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Friday edition of Pro Line. Jim Place here. I'm Dave Cogan. Things are going very well for me right now. I only played one game last night. It was a match play in the NHL on the Minnesota Wild. And I'll give you a little background in a minute as to why I played that game. I've got lots of college hoops tonight, despite the fact that it's a small schedule. I like 3 games. One of them I'll tell you is a free play that we're going to use for the podcast. And the other two are online at DaveJim121517. I am right now, in fact, as we do this, if you hear me typing in the background, that is the write-up I'm putting together for one of tomorrow's bowl games. And that will be posted on the site, I'd say sometime in the next half an hour, 45 minutes. Getting geared up for a real big weekend, Jim, and I'm hot right now. I want to say that way.
Well, you know, it's been a heck of a run for all of us. We've been really doing well. And I'm excited for this weekend. I actually like it. It's almost like I like too many games. It's just I've got plays up for tonight. I got plays up for Sunday. I had Denver last night. I had another two winners last night in college hoops. It's been a great run, and it seems to have caught. We've all caught fire at the right time, but you've been smoking. I mean, really smoking coking, and I don't know what your record is right now, but you've hit a bunch in a row.
It's really good going back. You know, you can always remember the dates of when it's bad. I had a really bad weekend, November 11th through the 14th, so a little over a month ago, and since then I really only had one bad night. So for the last month, it's been a lot of fun.
Right. It is a lot more fun to watch these games and be on the right side of them. It's very stressful for us when we go the other direction, because we have a lot of clients and we don't want anybody to lose, and our job is to make them winners, and if we're doing our job, it's very rewarding to get those kind of results. We've got a lot of games on the card this weekend. They're big, Dave. I don't go off, but we got 2 games tonight: the Bears and Lions, and Chargers and Chiefs. There's some implications there's a lot of implications in both games. I mean, Detroit is still alive.
Yeah.
And we all know the Chargers in Kansas City are. So there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, and look, I mean, the Lions. I think this is telling. I mean, the Bears are completely out of it. They have nothing to really be excited about, other than the fact it's a divisional rivalry game. But that's the thing. It is a divisional rivalry game, and they would love to end Detroit's season because the loss to the Lions. The Lions need help to get to the playoffs. At least they're still alive. So if they lose this game, they're not. You know, the line of this game, there's no question about where the sharp money is in this game, Jim. And again, we're not advocating just follow the sharp money, because it certainly isn't always right, as we found out during the course of this NFL season. But there's no question about where the sharp money is in this game. It's clearly on the Bears plus the points. This line has come down, despite the fact the ticket count is on the line.
Well, that's an interesting point. The ticket count is on the Lions, but the money's on the Bears. So you know that the sharp money, the bigger money, which has moved the number down, is definitely on the Bears. Now, that doesn't mean that the Sharps win, because it's been kind of a season where the pros versus the Joes, and the Joes actually have done very well. And the books have paid the price for that. But, actually, the Sharps have paid the price for that because they haven't been right. But that's kind of turning around a little bit. And, right now, the Lions have been very inconsistent. They have talent. They got a very high-priced quarterback, very talented quarterback. The Bears are playing with a rookie quarterback, and they've kept them under wraps for the most part. But last week they started to let them a little bit loose. They have a monster running game. This game, of course, is going to be played indoors. The Bears would probably be prefer to be playing outdoors in their home field on grass because this is a faster track when you play indoors like this. But the money has come in on the Bears. I don't disagree with that at all. But the live number was 6, and there was even a few 6.5s out there, but now it's down to 5. I see 1 4. No, I see 2, 3 4.5s right now. So it has come down, and that's a critical number. That 6, to lose the 6 is a critical number.
Yeah, it really is. It does take a lot of value out of it. The other game, we've seen a change in favorites. The original line with Kansas City, a small favorite, and now the Chargers are favorite. I'm not surprised by that, Jim.
You know, I am a little bit. I like the Chargers and the way they've been playing. I have to throw this out there. The Chargers have played an extremely weak schedule. Now, I know the argument to that is you have to play the teams that are on your schedule. You have no choice. However, you have to modify a little bit what the results would have been if they were playing a stronger schedule or similar one to what Kansas City has played. Kansas City has played a much tougher schedule over these last games than the Chargers have. Now, Phillip Rivers, near the end of his career, there's been a lot of step-up games for him, games where he really needed to win to get somewhere. That hasn't worked out so well for him.
No.
But they have, where the edge in this game is, of course, Alex Smith, we know, is a very high potential percentage player. He's conservative for the most part, and he's had very high completion percentages almost his whole career. It's amazing, actually. But he's not a gunslinger. Rivers is. But the difference in this game actually is on the defensive side of the ball. Now, again, we have to modify everything we say about the Chargers because they've played a little bit weaker schedule. But their defense has actually been very impressive. But nobody's talking about that. Their sack rate's good. You can't run on them that well. Passing, they're very strong on the defensive side of the ball. Will that matter in this game? And I say it might because Kansas City, I know they played a good game last week. They had a big lead. They gave up some points late. Didn't matter. But they hadn't played well for 6 or 7 weeks in a row after starting the season 5-0. So the hottest team is the Chargers. The better defense are the Chargers. And the momentum is definitely with the Chargers. And the revenge is also with the Chargers because Kansas City went down there early in the year. And you got to remember, the Chargers are playing with absolutely zero home field advantage at that point. They might have a little bit more now. And Kansas City beat them. So it's a revenge, in-season revenge divisional game. But do the Chargers really deserve to be favored on the road? That's the question here. Is it too big of an adjustment?
Well, we'll find out tomorrow. And if you want to get our plays in the game, make sure to check out the website. Well, the website, that should say JimFights.com, VegasSportsMasters.com. We're going to have some great stuff up there. Let's talk about a free game. Oh, I want to touch on last night quickly because you never know what's going to happen. The Broncos have to go to Brock Osweiler when Simeon gets hurt. They're down 10-0. And Osweiler comes out and probably looks the best he's looked in 3 years. And then Denver gets the win. That's why you can never be 100% in anything. It didn't matter to me. I wasn't involved in the game at any level. But I will have to tell you, I was surprised by how well Osweiler played last night. He was terrific.
I hate to say this, but I actually thought he was going to be a good quarterback in this league, and he's really disappointed. He got the big payroll when he went from Denver to Houston, but boy, he didn't play good there. He didn't play good anywhere. Last night did save my bacon because when Simeon got hurt, which I was upset about because he could manage a game, but he had already thrown an interception, and Osweiler came in to save my bacon because I had Denver in the game. And I was looking at the fatigue factor of what Indianapolis had gone through the previous week. in Buffalo when they lost in overtime, and
Yep.
on a very difficult field to play on, more fatiguing actually to play on a field like that than normal grass or turf. But it paid off in the end because I think they did fatigue a little. But Osweiler he's a pro. I mean, the guy is a pro. He's talented. It's not really come out and manifested itself the way a lot of people thought it would. And I don't know if it ever will on a consistent basis. But some of these guys, even though they don't play well at times, they do at times because they do have the talent. Last night, fortunately for Denver backers, I should say, it did because, like I said, it saved my bacon.
All right, free play for tonight. The line has moved on this game, and I still think it's going to be a winner. The value has gone out of it. I took 6.5 last night with UC Davis against San Francisco. That line's down to 3.5. I think it's completely the right move. It's a sharp move, but I thought you can make the case for the wrong team's favorite in this game. And part of the reason I say that is UC Davis has really exceeded expectations so far. They were supposed to be down this season, and Jim Leff done an outstanding coaching job there. He kind of switched the game plan. I mean, this is a team that pushed the ball last year. They had some real good shooters, and they got to the NCAA tournament, as you remember, last year, as the representatives from the Big West after a good regular season, and they won that conference tournament. This year's team isn't blessed with that kind of talent. But what he's done is he's slowed the tempo down, and the team's really done a nice job of finding good shots, working the ball, and knocking down a good percentage of their shots. So while they're not blessed with a great deal of offensive talent, they actually don't have a bad offense. San Francisco is a bit of a disappointment. And by the way, UC Davis has moved up. I power rate every team in the country. They moved up about 100 spots from where I had them at the top of the season. So this team is better than I thought they would be, and I think they're going to be contenders in the Big West again. San Francisco, I won't say they've gone completely in the opposite direction, but they have to some extent. They've been a little bit of a disappointment so far. They're 5-3, but they haven't beaten anybody. And the thing that's kind of telling to me is that Kyle Smith apparently is having trouble finding the right combination because he has not had the same starting lineup in 2 games in a row yet this season. That tells me that he's looking for that right recipe and hasn't found it yet. Well, they are up a pretty good game against Eastern Washington, so maybe that's a sign that they're ready to get things going. But they're going to have to prove it to me. And I think UC Davis right now got underrated on the line in this game. I think they're better than the power rating number shows, if you will. And I took the point. I would still say that even at 3.5 or 4, UC Davis is worth the play. So we'll make that the podcast 3 plays of the day. I've got 2 college basketball games up tonight. Even though it's a short schedule, I think it's quality over quantity tonight for me. I like this board. I don't have any hockey tonight, which is unfortunate because I've been killing it in the NHL. But as of now, I don't have anything. I'm just now adding a college bowl game tomorrow. That's my 7th college bowl selection. Got some very good news as far as injuries are concerned on this particular game, which is the only reason I was holding up was because of the injury report. Got some good news cleared up as far as that goes, and I think I've got a good play here. So check them all out at JimFights.com or VegasSportsMasters.com. And Jim, I know the same is true for you.
Well, you know, I agree with your UC Davis play, Dave. They're 5-0 on the year in the spread versus San Francisco 1-3. Davis is 7-2 straight up. San Francisco is 5-3. My power rating system, and you can go to check out Jim Feist Fast Facts at JimFeist.com, and you can open it up and you can see the different power ratings I have on this game, and they clearly spell out that Cal Davis is the right side. I like getting the better number that they put out initially. But it's 3.5, and it still shows value. It's barely home court advantage for San Francisco. They did come off that Eastern Washington thing, but the craziest thing in the world there is Eastern Washington was playing their 11th straight road game. Who the hell?
I know.
Who the hell makes a schedule like that? I mean,
Well,
that's
it's all about money. You get paid to play some big schools and getting some paychecks. So, I think it damages the team because it hurts their, it hurts their confidence. But this stuff's a business, and that's why they do what they do.
yeah. And these small schools have a lot of trouble paying their bills, so it does help to pick up those checks. I understand it. But San Francisco, they've only covered one spread so far, and that was against Eastern Washington, which is the team playing their 11th straight road game. So I'm not, I totally agree that Cal Davis is the right side here.
All right, well, let's have a great weekend. I'm ready to keep this thing going, Jim.
Well, we have to. This is what we do for a living, and we have a lot of clients that depend on us, and I take that very seriously. I never want to show my clients a losing week, so I know it's not possible to be perfect, but we try. And thank you, everybody, for listening in, and make sure you visit our websites, jimfeist.com, vegassportsmasters.com. All of the picks are up there, and I do have to mention this. Hank Goldberg, who's part of our team, is having a monster year this year. He's in the Westgate contest, which is over $1 million first prize. He's only a couple games out of first, and he's hitting damn near 70% of his picks. So his picks are available on our site as well. And you don't want to miss out on that. I mean, hitting 70% is not an easy thing to do in the NFL or anywhere. But he is there. Our picks, so we put his plays up, and you can get all of our plays. And I'll tell you what, if you're not getting our plays when we're on these kind of hot streaks, you're really missing out. I don't know what you're doing or getting your plays, and I hope you're all winning and you don't need us. But if you do, we're there, and we'd be glad to have you as clients. Thank you, guys.
All right.